What's up, everybody? Um, I don't know how many people there are right now, but I wanted to jump on because I was just exploring something that I thought was interesting. And what's up, Bug? No, come on, I just started. What do you need? Do you want to sit on my lap? Hold up. My guy. Sweet boy. There he is. I just want to sit on my lap. Oh, little cough. Okay, what's up? Where was I? Also, how come the chat's not coming up? Oh, I guess the chat is up. There's ain't nobody chatting. Cool. So, yeah. Well, as always, sign up to the Patreon, subscribe to the channel, all that stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to come on because I've been experimenting with something that I thought was interesting. I just wanted to get it filmed, and I have some other tasks I need to do today, so I don't think I'll do one of my big marathon streams. What's up, Mike Richkin? I'm gonna do a short stream, just talk about this, and then just kind of try to like play it out a little more, and sort of figure it out on stream because I'm not really sure where it's going. What's up, Pillowcase? What's up, Real Big Nate? So, as some of you know, I am working on my Alien cartoon. My Alien cartoon series, and the Alien cartoon series has these very painterly, almost like realistic backgrounds. So even though I'm working in 3D, hold up, yep. Even though I'm working in 3D for the Alien short, I wanted the background to be still made in 2D. I still wanted that painterly feeling. And one difficulty is that usually when I do these backgrounds, I treat it like an oil painting, meaning that I don't like separate objects by like groups. Sometimes when you make a background like this, you might be like, well, I want the chair to be, I want to be able to, I'll give you an example. Each part needs to be separate. So the seat's in the back, this seat is like a separate part, and then the dashboard is a separate part. When I do these backgrounds, because I want that feeling of paint mixing, it's all kind of, I'm not going to say one layer, but it's not like, I'm not being super methodical about how I'm separating each object. In this case, I want to do that because of sort of how I'm animating it, and I actually want to be able to separate each thing. So that creates a problem where I'm both trying to get that painterly feeling, but I'm trying to get that what to call it, more systematic, more precise kind of organization of things. I also don't know what colors I want to be the final colors, and so what do you call it? I also don't know what colors I want to be the final colors, so I want each sort of color shape to be easily editable. So when you look at these seats, for instance, the seat itself is one color shape, which I can easily just with the levels go in and just edit that color shape. Of course, that starts getting complicated when, for instance, this seat has, a color here and a color here and a color here. I can edit each one of those, but it starts to become a little bit unwieldy. And also because it's so mechanical, and I want I want each shape to be really, it's like, I can't really fudge this. I really want it to be like, this is an industrially made, this is a car. It has straight lines. It has really hard edges. I want things to feel very deliberately placed. And sometimes that kind of impressionistic feeling doesn't jive with that kind of thinking. So I'm kind of dealing with two different impulses here. And on top of it, I don't really have a guide for how I want to light everything. I kind of skipped that step, and maybe I shouldn't have. So what that means is that I've been basically like dropping in colors, being like, well, I know I want a highlight here, but I don't know exactly, like this doesn't look right to me. But I'm like, I'm just gonna put that there and then fix it later. Yeah, Robert Beatty also uses this granular color organization. Yeah, and I think sometimes when you're working with, you know, I think it's really fun and interesting to have a good sense of how to invent lighting environments. Like a thing when I used to want to be a video game concept artist, I learned a lot about inventing light environments. And so what that meant is like, I have a this is all going somewhere. I'm kind of rambling and I haven't really prepared it, but hopefully it kind of coalesces around an idea. So, a thing that I've always been interested in is like inventing a light environment. So at its simplest, that means, for instance, I know, let's say I don't need to look at a reference of a ball. I can, for instance, I'll be like, well, okay, there's a light coming from there's a light source here. I could get a real life ball and light it and then draw it. But inventing a light environment means, come on, there. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Inventing a light environment means being able to be like, well, I know if the light's coming from there. I generally know that, maybe that's a little bit less light. I generally know that the light is going to behave in this way. And I can add, shadows. And so I didn't need to look at a real life ball. I can just, knowing what I know about form, knowing that I know that, the ball curves like this and the light hits here. And so there's going to be a line here where the light no longer can cross. And so that's where it becomes shadow. And maybe there's reflected light coming from here. All these lessons about, okay, how do I create the illusion of light from my mind? How do I invent a light environment? So where was I going with that? So that's really fun. But when you get into a light environment like this one, it gets kind of complicated because, sure, one approach I could take is to treat everything, and I think ultimately this is what's going to end up happening, is treat everything as if it were cubes. So, if I had a cube, for instance, I know light is coming from here. So I know this is going to be the lightest side. And I'm going to light this up. And I know that this is going to be darker because the light's coming from here. It's not hitting here. So let's say I'm going to go here. Darker light here. It does match exactly the background. So I'm going to, let's say I'm going to create I know that, there would be some sort of cast shadow here. So I can do this, add a cast shadow, and let's say that the light is actually has a tiny bit of an angle. So it's maybe coming from here, but a little bit from higher above. So I would know that the top is somewhere in between the lightest and the darkest. So I'm going to pick the lightest. I'm going to go a little bit darker than that, but not as dark as the other one. So I can kind of invent this light environment, and and maybe I can even go further and yeah, I know I am yapping a lot. Just let me live, bro. Let me live. I can even go a little bit further and add, like a representation of the light here. And have it drop off back here. So these are all sort of kind of techniques for inventing light. The fuck is going on in the chat, y'all? Oh, all right. People are referencing. Y'all are referencing my shorts. Okay. Yeah. So this is an example of how you can use kind of like, let's call it creating light environments from first principles. I know how light is supposed to behave. And so without needing to look at a reference, I can create a world that feels kind of realistic. So I could treat it that way, and I could treat all of these things. This is a big cylinder, and this is, the front of the seat, so the light's coming in from here, and so I know that these seats. And I could do that, and it's sort of what I've been trying to do. But what's the problem? I'm dealing with I'm also really trying to. I'm getting up really close here, so I'm like, okay, well, I know I want the air conditioning to be like this, and then I zoom out, and I'm like, this looks kind of fucked. And so I'm having this trouble where I both want to be painterly and figuring out how the light's gonna look from my imagination, but also I'm being very linear. I'm trying to make sure that the boundaries of the car feel really real. And I'm losing the plot a little bit. I'm actually forgetting. I'm having a hard time. This doesn't feel like it's there for me. So I started doing this thing that I was finding quite fun and interesting. And I just kind of spoiled it. But basically, let's see if I can show it the layers here. So I have my whole drawing here in a layer here, and it's separated by different layers, by different groups. So I have the seat, the wheel. These are all sort of separate groups. But I wasn't liking the lighting. So what did I do? First thing I did is I created an adjustment layer. So you can do that by going up to here, layer, new adjustment layer, and brightness contrast. And I created an adjustment layer where I brightened everything up. So now everything's brighter. And my intention was, then what I did is and let's see if, I added a mask. And I'm going to do another example just to show you what this ended up, or how I did this. So I'm going to go to layer, new adjustment layer, brightness, contrast. I'm going to edit the brightness here. So lighten everything up. And then I'm going to create a layer mask here, and I'm going to fill it in with black. So what that does is now all of this brightness and contrast, I've taken it out. But if I go into the layer mask, so this little square here, and I grab a brush and I set it to white, now when I draw with white, it reveals the layer mask underneath. It reveals the lightening that I did, if that makes sense. So the lightening is there. I add the mask to take it out, and then I go in with white to reveal it. And so now that I have kind of my shapes laid in, I can go in and start doing kind of big lighting ideas. So I'm like, well, I know I want this lighter, and I know I want this lighter. Let me see if I can get it to a place where it feels real to me. And what I do is I make it small, and I kind of blur my eyes, and I'm like, is that feeling like the light is real? So I can just start adjusting things without worrying too much about where lines start and end. So I know maybe the top of this wheel is going to have a little more light on it because there's a cast shadow here. I can go back in with the black to kind of make it disappear. So without having to kind of break all of the very precise drawing I did, I can start figuring out how I want the light to look. So for instance, I know the light's coming in here. Maybe let's get rid of this because there's a little bit of a cast shadow. Maybe the tops of the seats, should they be a little lighter so I can go in and lighten them? Then I can actually even go in and create another layer, another adjustment layer, brightness and contrast, and actually lower the brightness, and then create another layer mask here, and then go in with the white to darken things. So let's like really exaggerate the light. So this is like really exaggerated, but you know, I keep it small to just get like a, you know, a vision of the, and it's starting to feel like a little more like, okay, I'm really feeling that light coming in through the window and bouncing around. So this is actually where I got it before. I mean, honestly, what I was just doing on stream almost looks like it could be better, but this is what I was doing. This is where I got it to, and this looks like, you know, I want the vibe of these shorts, these alien shorts, to be like a little like grayed out. Like I don't want it to be like, I mean, this light is quite sumptuous, you know. I mean, it looks like it's sunset or something. But by kind of like playing around with these masks, oh, actually that looks better. Playing around with these masks, I can like adjust lighting things and be like, well, where do I want it to be without worrying about, you know, this drawing is always there. But if, you know, you can see like it just looks like a lot more volumetric here. And maybe it's too much, but I'm able to make like quick decisions on the fly. I think maybe in like olden times, I would have done like a light study first, meaning I would have done like a little thumbnail kind of like this without worrying too much about the drawing where I did the values. In this case, I didn't. So that's me learning. Maybe I should have prepared this first. I should have done like an underpainting of the values first. I'm doing it now. And yeah, so I guess I'm gonna do, oh my God, Markiplier. So I guess I'm going to just do this a little bit on stream. Again, I actually have a few things I need to do that are not this. So I'm not gonna do this all day. But I don't know. I just thought it was interesting and like, you know, an example of a working process where you feel like the results are seen very quickly. You know, it goes from something very, very flat to something like a little better very quickly, and I think that's interesting to see. So yeah. Anyways, that's kind of what I wanted to share, and I'm just gonna do that for a little while. That's all. I don't even remember what okay, that's light, that's dark, and that's actually like less dark. I'm like undarkening things. I think what it is a contrast. The contrast is low on there, so I made the contrast super low. How precise can I get? I mean, I'm still figuring out even like how precise this really needs to be. But I'm going to treat it a little more. Let's see. So I'm going to darken this a bit. Let's darken this. I have a sense in my head of how I want these sort of shapes to interact. This like moment isn't feeling quite right. I'm wondering what would be the solution. Let me go in with the black to kind of like, I mean, I think one thing that's really fucking it is let's see this. Okay, honestly, that looks way better than with this nasty ass thing there. Let's just work with that. Okay, so I have my lighter thing here. I'm gonna hit it with the white. Hey. Let's get on my lap. Okay. he doesn't want to be on my lap, I guess. Thank you, Jays. I appreciate that. Wow. I'm gonna get rid of this too. That's not really working right now. I could honestly. Even go in and just like paint straight on there, although that might create other problems that I don't want to deal with. Okay, let's go in here and I have these reference images I'm using. I'm using in particular this, but obviously this isn't the same light environment. There's light coming in from here, which is kind of like giving an overall light that's better. What's up, man? I can't play, dude. Just come up on my lap. He wants to play. I just can't. I've been playing all morning with him. Sweet boy. Oh, he really doesn't want that. Yeah, so this is a different kind of light environment. And I think it works, but to be honest, like I wouldn't, if I were, I wouldn't want this as a background. It feels like this isn't nice lighting. I guess another example would be here. Same thing, light is coming. This feels a little more, like the light is a little more motivated. I mean, you get this darkness here and this light here. It feels a little more like atmospheric, so to speak. I also, not to say anything about like there's no color here, which I would like for there to be color. I'm really just focusing on the light now, and yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll figure the color out later. What's up, bro? What? Dude. Give me 1 second. See if you can see him. Come on. Come on, bro. He's getting ready to pounce. Come on. He's hiding. And he's doing a chittering thing, which is what cats do when they hunt. Alright, well, you guys didn't come on the stream to watch me play with my cat, but I just need to do it because he won't stop annoying me. Yeah, just eat that thing, bro. Just eat it. Okay. A sweet guy. Okay. Let's keep going. Yeah, I mean, this is a lot of like what I do when I'm whatever, figure drawing, painting. I like kind of blur my eyes. Close one. Well, I mean, I don't really need to close one eye because this is a two-dimensional, but I kind of blur my eyes and I'm like, does that look right? And let me just kind of exaggerate the values here even more, honestly. Let's go even. Another thing that kind of kills three-dimensionality. Oh my god. I don't know. You gotta ask. You gotta ask him. So one thing that really kills dimensionality and the atmospheric feeling is when values are sort of too far apart. So this is really dark. This is a lot lighter. A thing that's I find to be true about light environments is that things near each other. It's almost like values things near each other have similar values. So for instance, here, this is supposed to be like lighter because it's made out of a different material. It's made out of metal. But when I originally had it like this, it just didn't feel right. It's like it kills the feeling of atmosphericness. Bringing values together actually like and kind of like compressing values rather than like, oh, this has every possible value. It's like this moment here, for instance, this is too light. I'm gonna get rid of it. You kind of want to be even like this moment is feeling too light to me. I wonder. I can't even darken it more than that. Let's actually, yes, I can. Let's darken this a little more even. There's like kind of an intuitive sense I have of like this looks right or it doesn't look right. And that's kind of what I'm working off of. I can't bug, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. I'm just throwing my eyes out of focus, being like, does this feel right to me? There's also an issue, there's real light conditions, and then there's also compositional questions, like for instance, maybe this back seat should be darker. Why? Because the focus is here, so just like darken the back seat. In film, you might do that. You might put a flag to darken the back seat. You don't want the back seat to be so light because I want the focus of the image to be here. So let's get everything, let's create a vignette of lightness so that our eyes are going to the center. Our eyes aren't being distracted by other things. But yeah, the more that like values can kind of like blend into each other, like here, this is working, even though it's like, the more values can blend into each other and feel like there's fewer separate values, the better the image will look. Let's, for a moment, let's just start actually even. Oh, car's going off. Let's just start kind of doing some of. So I think I lost dodge and burn. Interesting. Maybe I should try that. I think I've lost honestly some of my brushes. I used to have tons of like brushes, and I got a new computer and I downloaded Photoshop onto it, and it's like I've lost a lot of the brushes I was using before. I kind of don't know how to get them back. Wow. Wow. So I'm just gonna kind of freeform paint on top of stuff and see if that gets me to where I'm trying to go a little more. My boy. My sweet boy. Dude! Shut up. I need one of those machines. We got him a sister, and he should play with her, but she doesn't want to play. Bro, come on. Yeah, just bite that thing. What the fuck is happening there? This is looking a lot better. That's what it looked like before. Way better lighting. I mean, it's maybe a little bit over the top. Maybe as I get better, I'll be able to be like a little more subtle. And maybe I can subtlify it, but this I'm feeling like, okay, that's a much clearer light environment. What am I trying to do? Where am I trying to go? Let me see about just lightening this now a little bit. I don't like that. It's really losing. But I'm like, could I actually layer, new adjustment layer? And what I want to do is levels. So I'm going to bring the blacks a little bit up. It does lose a little bit of vibrance when I do that. Just like a tad up. This just feels better. This feels like washed out. Maybe it's actually lowering the whites is what I needed. Okay. The reference is good. Actually, that's not my reference. The reference is good to just get a sense of how the, let me see if I can actually get the reference a little bit differently. Um, this isn't working. It's not what I want. Okay, whatever. I'm just trying to get the reference on the screen, but I'm always checking back in on this to like get a sense for the basically the three-dimensional form. So you know, I can see that. Oh no. I can see that this is like this and maybe like that. And that all helps me in my shading as I kind of think about what these shapes are. Clearly there's some sort of like curving here where maybe this curves a little more than here. So I'm trying to do that sort of analysis as I draw. Man, this is tough. This is a tough one. It's a tough challenge I've set for myself. Let us maybe cut in here a little bit. It's not quite. Maybe lower the opacity to just kind of do it a little more gradually. So I'm just adjusting and making sure things look like natural. That's all I'm doing here. I'm not going to talk through every decision because I think it would be too much. But what does this even do? Dodge tool. Never use that. Lightens areas in an image. Oh, interesting. Let's do some like, let's see. I honestly already have this in place, but let me just kind of like be a little more specific about what we're looking at here. Yeah, see, I mean, there's some drawing issues here. Oh! So we go in, we draw this like here. Right, I mean, I think part of what's happening is the thing I've drawn is not exactly the thing that's in the reference. Although it does seem like the... Bruh, bring back sincerity? Sincerity. So we have these guides here, and that's going to go ahead and do absolutely nothing. I need the smudge tool to be on a shortcut. It would be under... Smudge. Where's Smudge? Where's Smudge? Where's fucking Smudge? Windows plugins, view, filter, select, type. Tools there, okay. Smudge. Let's give this a shortcut. Let's say it's gonna be Q. Fuck it. Or what if it was Alt Q? Okay, it's Q. So we got the smudge tool shortcutted now. Let's get the blur tool in the mix. Blur that shit up. Just gonna keep jumping around. Don't want to get too focused on any one thing. What the fuck is going on here, man? I'm fighting for my damn life out here. This doesn't look right. This doesn't look right to me. How am I gonna get out of this one? The fuck am I gonna get out of this one? I can't. Everybody's watching and I have to pull this off and I can't. And literally everybody's watching. Let's get, what's W? W's magic wand, what's E? E is eraser, makes sense. What's A? What's S? I do use those. Let's do D for blur tool. Keyboard shortcuts, blur, D. Ooh, actually cancel. Okay, I didn't want to change it. Keyboard shortcuts, blur. How's control 1? A to Z. Oh, tool shortcuts, okay. Well, there's only so many letters I can use. What's like unused? V, M, I need M. What's B? I need B. What's L? I need L. What's P? I need P. What's O? What's that? O is dodge. Funny. Well, now O is blur. Okay, so we got the blur tool on deck. All right, let's go. No, it's still dodge. Oh. Oh. Accept. I don't really understand what's happening there. So something's kind of fucky around this area here. Morning, baby. Hi. What's hi about? How's it going? I got your email. I'm gonna need to hold off on responding just because I don't know the answer just yet. But I appreciated you sending it to me, and it is something I'm considering. I was just thinking about whether or not, like, I don't know, like, if I go into the, like, having a Discord thing, like, what would even, I guess I just don't really understand it. Like, what would people get from it? Like, what would be the upside for people to, like, join something like that? Maybe you can kind of, like, explain to me what that ends up being, you know? Like, are people talking about animation? Like, what's the story there? This really is the bane of my fucking existence over here. That's really standing out to me, that moment. Let's bring it down a little bit. Let's just keep jumping around. I'm even feeling like this should be darker. Can always lighten it later. There is, of course, now the problem of having to work on sort of different Oh. I'm starting to get a little bit of lag here. My fucking powerful ass gaming computer, not even laptop, it's a full on computer. It's lagging on me. Okay. So I want to pick that color. Let's see. This color. Why is that color different? Oh, I see. I see. Okay, let's not focus on that for now. I'll admit that the way I'm doing this feels a little bit chaotic. Hopefully it all comes together into something by the end. Now I have to like search around for where I did everything, and that's not awesome. It's not awesome. Don't want to be working that way, but it's the life I chose, I guess. Could I apply? Can I apply the adjustments like all the way down? I don't know if I can. It's tough. It's a tough. Trying to figure out what angle to kind of enter at it from. Do you work today? Hmm. Oh, that looks worse. Looks worse than I did before. Let's just blend this in a little bit. I don't really know if that's the way to go here, but I'm gonna do it. Come on! Come on! Blend for me. Yes. Yes! Now that I'm blending it, I can feel the pad growing stronger. No. Smudge is cute. Okay. I'm gonna cheekily blend this. It's looking noodly. My friend just put out a trailer. He has an HBO show. I want to see the trailer.
When you buy a house, you're buying the neighbors. She's been my neighbor for 16 years.
Can you guys hear okay?
When you buy a house, you're buying the neighbors. She's been my neighbor for 16 years. And if you don't know who your neighbors are,
The smell is overpowering.
you just bought a house in a nightmare section of a street.
Our house, it has a crown.
I love my yard. I like my peace. And he took that from me.
It looks like an Osama bin Laden compound in Pakistan.
I do have great words, but I can't use them. This is a I mean, come on. I mean, really?
There is 6 to 8 chicken, 10 to 15 chicken, 20 chicken.
Are you gonna take them to court?
Yes, we will.
I get creative when I get mad.
You will not talk over me.
I appreciate you wagging your finger in my face.
If my neighbor is sexually attracted to me, it would make sense.
I haven't been in the house since, well, but I am not as practiced as she.
Don't talk to my child that way.
I'll knock your feet down your throat.
Back off!
Smooth.
But let me finish.
Oh, cat poop under me.
You don't even have a garage.
What does that mean?
I'm better than you.
My attorney will bury you. Hey, get the out of here. They're coming straight at us.
Arrest her!
Hello?
You can't answer your phone in court.
Can you call me back in court?
In the middle of a street.
Cool. My friend made that. My friend Harrison Fishman and Dylan Redford. Cool, right? And I think I saw the pilot long time ago. Oh man, this is really tough. This is tough. It's really kicking my butt. Our house. How can I apply? Is there a way to just merge flatten image? What happens if I... Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. New group duplicately emerged visible. Blending option. No, there's no way to just kind of like make it adjust everything down and then like flatten it. It looks like a nightmare. Yeah, I mean for sure. It does. I saw one episode and it was quite stressful. And you know, a lot of those people are impulsive and have strange ideas of how to deal with other people. But you know, I've never had really, really bad. Actually, my parents have crazy neighbor. Oh man, I wish someday. I mean, I never will. I'm not like I'm too chicken, but she's like, my parents are like old. I mean, you know, whatever. They're like 65, 67, and they just got my dad got a job in New Jersey, so they moved to an apartment somewhere in New Jersey, and they kind of split their time between there and like my childhood home, and it's like a condo, and there's a woman who lives just underneath them, and she tortures them about how much noise they make. She's like a woman in her 40s, and she's like constantly screaming at them to like quiet down. And I think, and like they just like live in fear. And I've been to their house when they watch TV. They have like a speaker, a Bluetooth speaker between the two of them on the couch, and they whisper constantly. Like they only whisper in the house. And she's like really unreasonable. Like my dad was like, I dropped something on the ground and I heard her go, fucking asshole. Like he's like, I just dropped something once. And like they don't wear shoes in the house. Like she has them like running crazy scared. And I resent her so much. Like she's just like mean to them. Like she like hits the wall, and like I think she's threatened to call the police on them. And like they're just like these two 65-year-old people. Like they are chilling. I've been there. My dad sometimes can have a loud voice, but like that's not what's happening here. And like I resent this woman so much. Like she's made their life like kind of hell for the last. What is happening here? Why does it keep? Is something pressing down? I keep pressing brush and it goes to the eyedropper tool automatically. What the fuck? What is this? Brush. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. The fuck? What's happening? Come on. I'm gonna restart Photoshop. This is pissing me the fuck off. Yeah, I mean they're moving. They're moving out of there. Oh, NDA. Simpletown show was great. It was a lot of fun. I think people quite enjoyed it. Okay, let's look at the layers here. Okay, we're back on layers. I could even honestly, I wonder if I could layers, new adjustment layer, hue. Just give it a bit of a blue vibe. It's not really doing what I wanted it to do. The gray is really not picking up the blue. Let's just pump up the saturation all the way. The fuck? Layer, new adjustment layer. Just give it a bit of a blue tint. That didn't really fundamentally change what I'm doing. Man, this is glitchy as fuck. Like, this doesn't do it. Okay, come on. The fuck? Okay, what I might do is I'm gonna save a copy of this. BG1, VO2. And I'm gonna start merging layers a little bit because maybe there's just like too many layers, which is bullshit. I mean, this computer's supposed to be really strong, but I guess it's having a hard time. Okay, let's see. Control E. So that should merge these. Why doesn't it merge them? Is it because these are clipping layers? Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Alright, well, you know what? Let's just fucking merge it. I'm merging it. It's all merged now. It's all just one thing. It's all there's one thing. There's one thing now. It's just one thing. I wonder if I have those brushes in my old hard drive, which for some reason is totally just crashes my computer when I try to use it. Trying to open a file, you can't see it, but I have a file open in my other monitor. But you can't see that. Okay, let's see. Brush. This isn't it. I mean, I thought Photoshop came with more brushes. Does Photoshop come with more brushes? How to add a... Ooh, Adobe Photoshop comes with a... And I have to get them at the Adobe Cloud website. Free trial, I guess. It says free, but it's not. It's a trial. Huh. Should I just... I'm gonna custom brushes. Why do I have to? I don't understand why I have to pay for the brushes. It's like I have Photoshop. Free Photoshop brushes in Adobe. Over 100,000 free are available directly through Adobe Creative Cloud, accessed by selecting Get More Brushes in the Brush Panel menu. Okay, let's go to the Brush Panel menu, and let's get hit here, and then go to Get More Brushes. There it is, okay. But then it says free trial and buy now. And then when I do buy now, it's like I already have the Creative Cloud. So why do I have to pay more for the brushes? Free trial. So it's like, try the full version of Adobe Apps. I don't get it. Like, I already have Photoshop.
Subscription. So the first thing you need to do is open up Photoshop and click on your brush tool. Then click on the down arrow next to the brush and click on this little wheel right here.
Okay.
This menu, and then go down to Get More Brushes. That will open up the Adobe Creative Cloud website. And as you can see, this gives you access to over 1,000 brushes.
That's not what I got.
Kyle T. Webster.
That's not what I got.
Click on download.
Okay, let's sign on to the Creative Cloud, which I am. Let's see, need to use that. Photoshop, go to Window Brush Pen and get more brushes. Browse the available free brush packs. Download your desired brush pack. Photoshop running, double click the ABR file. But that's not what I'm getting. It's sending me to it. Let's try the app. View plans. There's no search. I would like a search. Ooh. Get add-ons. You're pissing me off. Brushes. Get started. Make your mark with Photoshop brushes. I fucking have. Try custom brushes. Where's the free brush? Oh, cool. Okay, is this it? Well, what do I want? Let's take a look. Gouache, letterers, manga, spatter, mega pack. Let's do the mega pack. Come on. Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, let's not look at that. And I'm gonna bring it into downloads. Perfect. Okay. Brush, mega pack. Save. So what happens now? So are they here now? Brush mega pack. Nice. There it is. Okay, great. There we are. Let's do paint box. Real oils. Basic wet oil. Doing wet oils. Wet oils. Let's just kind of blend the oils. The wet oils. the wet oils. Nice, okay. Just kind of like start working it messy style. Just kind of like don't even worry about anything. Just kind of start working it messy style. All right, yeah. Now we're cooking. Cooking with gas. Just render. Just fucking render. When you don't know what to do, just start fucking rendering. Just work that shit like you're in middle school and you're just... I guess I'm not talking about... I'm talking about when you're in middle school and you over-render drawings. I'm not trying to say anything else. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Ooh, a little bit of color. A little pop of color there. Let's see how the... Oh. That's the texture I like. Okay, I'm feeling a lot better about this. I mean, not a lot better, a little bit better, but... Oh! That is pissing me off. The tools don't quite work. Everything's a little fucky. Everything's just a little bit fucky. Come on. Man, I really had my anger come out this week. Just been kind of feeling angry. Okay. It's starting to come together for me. Crazy how much that adds. Just like a little bit of texture adds a lot. a little bit of color too. Seats are looking a lot better. I like that kind of chalky look, you know what I'm saying? It's a bit of a chalky look. There's a little bit of temperature differentials, like you got kind of cooler colors here and then warmer colors here, and that gives a nice feeling of variety. Ah! That pisses me off when that happens. Sometimes some random tool decides to choose itself without me clicking on it. How would this look without? I am drawing on a tablet that is connected to my computer, but it's not. I'm not drawing right on the screen. I can't bring it up because it's plugged in, but it's like a little tablet that's on the table. Truck interior variations. What are you talking about? Truck interior variations. Like of this? I mean, first of all, this isn't a truck, but I mean, just one. No, I think it's like glitching. think if I do directly on the screen, it could be good, honestly. Could make it a little better. I will say I like this setup. If nothing else, because it lets me stream. It's easier to stream this way. I don't have to be like, I can just like look up and draw. And I've been doing this since I was little, so I'm quite used to it. But I have, the few times that I have used like a Cintiq kind of setup, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's noticeable. I'm not going to say it isn't. I don't know, I've like resisted doing it for so long for some reason. Hey, baby? Do you have any interest in going to pick up the prescription? Never mind. I'll do it. You got it, baby. It's very moody. I don't want it this moody, so I'll probably go back in and kind of like make it less moody. In fact, one thing I'm feeling is I don't know if I wanted this blue, but at this point, yeah, like a little. Honestly, yeah. Let's go back to like a warmer. In fact, yeah, warmer. Warmer's better. IMO. I'm gonna go warmer. I might go back to blue. Let's see what it was like when it was blue. Yeah, I mean, it's a small difference. Let's just go with a warm so I can like get an eye on a different color. I might have to go because I have to pick up a prescription. Yeah, you know what? Maybe now is the time to do it because I have other shit I need to do. All right, well, I think this is I'm feeling good with where this is at in the sense that I think I can jump back on and I have kind of a game plan. So thanks for coming on. I'm gonna be streaming more this week probably. It's my intention. So yeah. Come back on. Yeah. Cool. Thanks so much for joining me for this. I'll see you guys this week.